So here is my Finfolk Productions mythic tail next to my Mertailor partial silicone mermaid tail. This is, I don't know if this is the front or if this is the back. There is no difference in length. There's no writing or indication of any kind of which side is the front or the back for this tail. I just don't know. It just doesn't say. I don't know. I can't tell. This is the front of my mythic tail. As you can see, I've got these nice added on silicone fins, which are very nicely put on here. So let's just talk about details of this tail. So here are the scales. So they are like 3D rounded scales. They are all, well, not all of them, but some of them are different than others. They're not all exactly the same. As you can see, like these ones, they've just got some like holes in them and stuff, just from the silicone. You can see like here it changes a bit, like they kind of get a bit smaller there. It's just, which is nice, you know? You don't want to have all of the scales on a mermaid tail looking exactly the same, because in real life they wouldn't, of course. So these are pretty nice scales. That's one of the things I like about this tail. They're very nice, they feel very real. It just feels like a fish. Very nice looking, nice color, nice paint job. And then we go down, they're the same the whole way through, and then it turns into the fluke. Like I was saying before, there is no kind of gradient or transition between this neoprene body and the silicone fluke. But that is because this whole thing comes right out of here, and then you can use this by itself. So I don't blame that, it's just, it was necessary for this design and for what he was going for. So here's the fluke, here's the lines in it. It's realistic looking for sure. It's very thick. It's very, it bends. It's pretty stiff though, like it's not very thin. Yeah, it's very thick, and I'll flip it over for you so you can see what I mean. There's literally no difference between the front and the back. See? Exactly the same. Yeah, so I think that's a little bit of a flaw, just because I think it should be longer in the back so it can cover your butt better. And this tail, I did send in my measurements for. It is made custom to me. Custom to me 3 years ago, that is, but still custom. There's side seams in this tail, like I was saying before, which I'm not a fan of, just because it's just not very realistic looking. It's not the worst thing in the world though. Definitely not the worst thing in the world. And then also you can kind of like see, like this is where it comes apart, like you can see that a little bit, just because of the way the monofin is sitting in here right now. Also, if you're curious, this is like what the strap is attached to. It's like metal, it's just like drilled in there or something, which is odd, right? I don't know. I just wasn't expecting to see that. It also does have the Mertailor logo. I don't know, you can't see it, but it has the Mertailor logo in there and underneath there. So the inside of this is pretty much white neoprene. As you can see, it's got the date in there. So 2014 is when this tail was ordered and delivered. This is how thick it is. It's pretty much equal neoprene to silicone ratio. Equal amount of silicone sitting on top of that neoprene. I think there's a little bit thicker of neoprene. But yeah, and then this is the seams on the inside, which like I was saying before, tends to dig into my legs and leave a mark. I don't really feel it until after I take it off, and then I see these like lines dug into me. It's the same on this side as well. So I don't know if that's a problem that other people have had with these tails, or if that's just me, because I feel like this could be trimmed off, at least a little bit, because it's about like a centimeter, or like half an inch like long, and I don't know why. So that's something I don't really like. is the seams and inside. But all in all, it is a realistic looking tail for sure, for the price that it is. It feels very realistic. It's partially silicone, the fluke being completely silicone, and then neoprene covered in silicone. For the price of $800, it's a pretty good tail. Especially if it's made perfectly to your measurements, it fits well. It's a pretty comfortable tail. It's pretty good. I wouldn't buy this tail again, but at the time, there wasn't much else like this. There wasn't a lot of silicone hybrid tails that were available. It was not a huge selection, and at the time, it was definitely worth it. I was very happy with this tail. Had some very good memories in this tail, and I'm gonna miss it, because I am selling it. Now, on to the Finfolk Mythic tail. So I'll show you this beautiful detailing that I was talking about before, of how they've got little silicone scales here to blend it, and then they even has like indents on these ridges. And it's got the ridges here, the thick lines, and then it's got the thin lines. Cool shape of the fluke there. It's a beautifully shaped fluke. I love the shape of the fluke a lot. But this detailing, it goes all the way. Very nice, very real. These are the scales here. And like I was saying, how the color of this tail blends very well. So you can see all of them. And the individual scales, you can put your finger right underneath here. You can see all the little details, the scallopedness, the ridges and the scales. Very, very pretty. The fins are beautiful. I mean, you can't really compare because this one doesn't have any fins, so I don't know how the Mertailor fins are. But yeah, so this is the front of the Mythic tail with fins. Beautiful. Like I was saying, this color transition is a little bit abrupt, but it's not even. I don't mind it. And obviously lots of other people don't mind it because lots of people love this tail. So I'm just gonna flip her over and show you the back. So here is the back of my Mythic tail. So this right here is the dorsal fin that hides the zipper, and right here is some Velcro, which covers over, and then this is where the zipper starts. I am one of the lucky people who has not had any problems with my zipper, but that just undoes, and it goes all the way down to the end of that dorsal fin, and then it's very well hidden. These is actually two pieces of silicone together. So that's how it is the whole way down. It's two pieces that can come apart and reveal the zipper. And then they stick together very nicely because silicone does. It kind of sticks to each other. That's that zipper hidden in there. Very nice, very beautiful. I've got my heel fins, which help to hide my heels, and they look very, very pretty. And the back of the fluke is pretty much the exact same as the front of it. This is a gorgeous tail. I am so freaking stoked out of my mind that I own this tail. It really is, I think, the next best thing to a full silicone mermaid tail at about half or a third of the price, which is awesome. So these tails were very similarly priced. They are both partial silicone mermaid tails, and they are comparable for sure. Which one do I prefer? It has to be the Mythic tail for sure. It's so comfortable. I'll show you the inside of it. This nice comfy material I was talking about. So that's neoprene, but this black material here, it's so soft and stretchy and comfy, keeps you warm, it's nice and thick in there. It's just super comfortable, it swims super fast, it looks beautiful. It's my favorite mermaid tail I've owned, for sure. I would rate the partial silicone mermaid tail by the Mertailor. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I would give this tail a 9.5 to a 10 out of 10. Like I said, it's definitely more durable than the Mythic tail. You don't have to be very careful with this guy. It's very sturdy, it's very thick, hardy. You don't have to worry too much about this getting damaged. This is much thinner. The fluke is much thinner, flappier, more graceful. And these scales can scratch and crack and break and fall off, which is something you have to take into consideration. It's not really something you want to have to worry about with your tail, but it is, and it's worth it for me. It's worth it, but it is a thing. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. These are both very good tails, and I think I will buy from both of these tail makers again in the future. So yeah, all in all, they are both nice, realistic tails. The Finfolk Productions Mythic Tail is my favorite for sure, but they are comparable. Yeah, I am selling my Mertailor tail just because it doesn't fit me very well anymore, and because I want to make room for maybe a full silicone mermaid tail one day, so gotta start saving. And I'm actually shipping her out tomorrow to a lovely girl in California, which is why I filmed this video very quickly. And it's probably gonna be super long, and I apologize for that. But I hope you found it helpful, and let me know if you have any questions about either of these tails. I would be happy to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye!